Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today, for our number talk, we are approximating sums. We've got two fractions here. We want to estimate whether they are closer to 1/2, 1, or 2. So let's look. We've got 88 over 91. What I want to do here is I want to use a few benchmark fractions, right? I just want to think, is that closer to 0, closer to 1/2, or closer to 1/2? And if we can evaluate both of those, then we can approximate the sum here. So let's look at 88 over 91. You'd notice that there's only a 3 number difference between the numerator and the denominator. So if I added 3 to that 88, I would get 91 out of 91, which is really close to 1/2, because any fraction that has the same numerator and denominator is close to 1/2. Now, if it were a smaller fraction like 5 out of 8 or, 3 out of 6, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But imagine cutting up this square into 91 tiny, 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 tiny pieces and shading in 88 of them. That's almost every single one. So I'm going to simply replace this with 1/2, because that's the closest either benchmark fraction or whole number that it's closest to. Let's take a look at this 5/6. Now, 5/6 is obviously the numerator and denominator are not nearly as large as the 88 over 91. We notice they're still just one digit away here. So if I were to take this, I could take this fraction right here, and I could break this up into 6, and look what happens if I shade in 5 of these. I'm looking, is it closer to 1/2, closer to 1/2? It's definitely not closer to 0. Well, half is going to be right here. So that's 3/6. So is 3/6, or if I wanted to do the whole thing, right, that'd be 6/6. Which one is 5/6 closer to? 5/6 is actually closer to 6/6. So I'm going to say it's not as close to 1 as 88 over 91, but it's definitely closer to 1 than it is to 1/2. So if 88 over 91 is closer to 1 and 5 over 6 is closer to 1, 1 plus 1, we could say, is about 2.